don't mind telling you, I've just had a nasty experience with a fender and some rope wrapped around my prop. This is the offending article. Fancy a new dwelling?
Very nice.
Right on the canal side. The River and Canal Trust yard, and it looks like they make the lock gates there as well, which is Aspley Lock. That's pretty cool. Also a River and Canal Trust license checker guy on his bike. They're all at it today. For this lock up here, lots of locks today. It's also rain later on by lunchtime, so we might not, I don't know, depends how manly I feel. Second lock today already, and everybody's working busy bees. I don't mind telling you, I've just had a nasty experience with a fender and some rope wrapped around my prop.
Hello.
And this is the offending article, a tyre that's obviously had 2 or 3 different bits of rope on the front of it that have broke in the past. However, I managed to get it off, but I was not impressed. Anyway, never mind. Also, Bridget would have filmed it, but I stopped her because my arse was hanging out my trousers trying to get down there, so I wouldn't put anybody through that. Going back to the tyre incident, the fender, I wouldn't have minded really, but for the fact that the water is so cold. I mean, if you put your arm in cold water, that's fair enough, but then if you have to do it 10 or 15 times in a row, it's so bad. Oh god. But fortunately, I just basically Bridget got on the back of me, counterbalanced weight, and it all of a sudden I pulled it out. And as for the fender, well, my patent pending automatic roof dispenser, in other words an umbrella. But I want to get through a lock today, which is the next one I believe. Hang on, I'm just veering off course. I don't have a tiller arm, I have well, the guy who originally had this boat a long time ago told me it's called a destroyer wheel. I think I might have mentioned this before actually. So with a wheel, you tend to go a little bit all over the place if you're not careful. You sort of counter steer all the time, but as you get used to it, it's not a problem. But it's just started to rain, so I've got to get a bigger umbrella though. I want one like a golfing umbrella, proper sized one, you know. So anyway, what do you reckon to that, Bridge? She's got a sheet tied. Look,
I'm checking my locks.
Ticking her locks down. I don't know how we got through that last pound. If you can see, guys, I couldn't film at the time because I was stressed out with it all. But can you see how low that pound is? Oh. The umbrella just went for a flight. Fortunately, Bridget caught hold of it down the other end of the boat. I think we're going to call it a day. If there's enough water in there, once we get through this next lot, I'm going to call it a day. But we are at the Rising Sun number 55 lock, just waiting for someone else to go through. Can you see how steamy it is? Oh dear. Oh, goodness me. Anyway, now then, I just want to choose and talk about a subject that tends to get a lot of people's opinions quite strongly. So we have 3 Labrador dogs, and basically they do what most dogs do, which is poo. And I know if you walk along it and tread in it and get it on your shoe and stuff like that, then it's the most annoying thing ever. Already, since we started being on the boat, I have put my foot in dog poo more than once, and it's so frustrating because then you've got to clear it all off your shoe. Literally, it's like having it right outside your doorstep of your house and you're treading it. So that's the downside to it. Now, another downside to poo control, dog poo control, is the plastic bags that people historically have been using to put their dog poo in. And what happens is a lot of people out there, unfortunately, they're on their walk, they collect it up in a plastic bag, and even some of the manufacturers are doing biodegradable plastic bags now, and then they realise that there's no dog waste facilities in the area on the walk, and then unfortunately some people then use a flinging action of the plastic bag over the hedges and over the trees and stuff, and they think because of the bags are going to biodegrade, they think that's acceptable. And they also catch on the bush and hang there sometimes as well, so they can be on a tree hanging down and stuff. So it's quite a strong subject for a lot of people and their opinions. Now, I'm not a believer in plastic bags full stop, whether they're biodegradable or not, because I watched a programme not so long ago about landfill sites, and there was newspapers back from 1950s still physically intact and readable in the bottom of a waste tip when they did some excavation work. So if paper doesn't biodegrade, then plastic bags certainly won't. And so I urge people not to use biodegradable plastic bags for dog poo, because they simply won't biodegrade, because you have to have oxygen and weathering effect, and once they're in the landfills, unfortunately you don't get that. So there was an approved method that the Forestry Commission and also some of the MPs also mentioned in 2017 in a debate in the Houses of Parliament. I don't know if you guys are aware of this method, but it's called the stick and flick method. So if you're in an area where you have your dog fouls on a footpath or on the track or anywhere on the side of the canal path, and there happens to be some hedgerow or waste vegetation or unkept vegetation to the right hand side, simply making the choice that will somebody walk in it, will that somebody play in that area, is that area belongs to somebody that would maintain that area, for instance. If the answer is no to all of those things, then it's acceptable to take a stick and flick the dog poo into the said area to keep it out of anybody's path, so they wouldn't treading it or touch it or play in it or sit in it, have a picnic by it or anything like that. So that's the approved method that we believe in. And we have on the boat, we have, for want of a better word, a big pair of scissors that are upside down with like a crunchy cradle at the bottom, and we just scissor the poo off the ground and then flick it into the area well away from any footpath. The reason why I've got myself to actually do a video about this, in regards to it, is somebody saw me doing this and immediately thought I was being an irresponsible dog owner. So I just wanted to sort of educate people of it. So if you weren't aware of this, then that is a much better method than actually bagging up in a plastic bag and impacting on the environment even further. on a product, which, let's face it, dog poo is a product that biodegrades, breaks down. And if you most dog food nowadays is made from wheat, rice, chicken, etc. So they're all organic products, so they will break down into sediment and into the soil structure. But if you wrap it in a plastic bag that doesn't break down, you're just basically stopping Mother Nature doing its job. So I hope that understands. I'm sure there'll be lots of comments underneath regards to what people's thoughts are. Please, by all means, put your comments down. But our chosen method is this, and that's what we're going to stick to. So stick and flick, ladies and gentlemen. I just caught Bridget rubbing balls over her face.
Oh, God.
Where on earth? What is that you've got in your hand? I know, Marley.
It's a face massager.
A what? Sorry.
A face massage.
It looks something rude. Oh, I've seen everything now.
It's nice. It's good for your face muscles.
What are they, like massaging balls? No?
No.
Oh. What's it doing then? Relieving?
Massaging me. It's good for your toxins releasing and general.
What a load of toxins release. Really?
Yeah, feel.
Hang on,
I'll
you
be
film me
alright.
then. You film me. Can you see? There's that light in. There we go. So what am I supposed to do?
Rub it along your arm. You've got a beard, so don't do it on your beard, it'll pull your hair out.
Will it? Is that what am I?
No, side up there. No. Along your side of your face.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, you're so funny.
Oh, that's just so. Oh, I can feel my toxins releasing.
Uh-huh.
They're just. Can you see them floating away?
Yeah, you'll float away.
It's like
in
an
here.
episode of. Like Avatar with lots of things floating off me.
Uh-huh.
Is that it? Didn't really
Didn't
do
do
anything.
anything.
No, hang on.
That's funny.
Oh.
And on that note,
Oh.
go away.
Okay, so we're at Berkhamsted and the Christmas lights are all starting to be switched on, which is nice. And I've just been into, oh look, there's a Costa. I've just been into the old Tesco's Metro and got myself some shopping, okay, in my little trolley, my smaller version trolley, when I'm not doing a big shop, as it were. So it's a pretty nice town actually, check it out. So I'm now heading back to the boat and just going down this little street here. We've parked up for a couple of days because of the strong winds that were coming through apparently, but fortunately it hasn't actually been that bad. But saying that, the boat is parked in a nice area, which I think's stopped the wind from giving us a bit of a battering. So we're well en route. I've just got from the shops here, I've probably got a quarter of a mile. There's no distance really. I've never really had to do much walking before we moved on to the boat. It's always like drive the car and park. Today, a quarter of a mile is not a lot. Normally you end up getting a supermarket right on top of the mooring, which is quite nice. So with losing our vehicle, not really felt any different apart from get a bit more fresh air. But I wouldn't say it's like, oh my god, I'm having to walk everywhere, because that's simply not the case so far. Of course, trying to be off grid, we would love to be self-sufficient, and if we had land, as you probably are not aware, I'm actually, or used to be a farmer, so I can grow things and cattle farmer and stuff like that, so I'd have no problem if we had land. What we do struggle with is obviously we can grow some stuff on top of the boat, but it is going to be very limited, and you certainly wouldn't be able to give a whole seasonal vegetable thing just a token gesture in my eyes personally, but we'll see. God, there's so many people, it must be the school run. Range Rovers galore, Land Rovers, 4x4s. Birkham, oh, it's the Berkhamsted 1541 they reformed this school was, which we're just going through now.
Hello.
They're all over the place. So yeah, we can't really be self-sufficient off-grid completely. I'm talking more electricity sense, but we'll see. Maybe one day we'll get a butty and have a vegetable garden on the back of it.